Welcome back to a special edition of After Hours with Alec, and welcome to the official launch day of the all-new Tarmac SL8. After the groundbreaking launch of the superbike SL7 just 3 years ago, Specialized have yet again outdone themselves with an even faster bike, this time losing weight in the process. You thought 30 seconds faster than the SL6 was awesome? Get ready for an additional 16.6 seconds advantage over 40 kilometers with a 15% reduction in weight. That's 115 grams for those of you keeping count. With the S-Works frame weighing in at a featherweight 685 grams, it's the second lightest frame to the Aethos, a purpose-built light bike. Just imagine being able to hold the wheels with ease at 30 miles an hour and then give tailor-made climbing bikes a run for their money with the exact same frame. Now that is the prowess of the Tarmac SL8. Of course, the rider makes the bike in many respects, so Specialized have carried over their rider-first geometry to maximize comfort while further refining their frame tube shaping to make sure the bike is getting the most out of you. With this refresh, you'll be 33% more efficient in stiffness for the weight of the frame, achieved by applying breakthrough carbon fiber tech from the Aethos to preserve stiffness in areas that matter, while simultaneously improving overall compliance. Rest assured that now every watt will count towards that race-winning sprint or explosive climb through the mountains, all while feeling 6% more smooth and comfortable in the process. Now, back to that 16.6 seconds over 40 kilometers metric. How on earth did those engineers figure out a way to make that thing even faster? It seems to be the result of a simple motto change. In the SL7 era, it used to be aero is everything. Now no longer is that the case. Now it's aero in everything. With a Win-Tunnel reevaluation of bike frame aerodynamics, the SL8 accentuates the aero shaping where it matters and ditches it elsewhere for compliance and weight reduction. Sure, it's not as edgy as the SL7 or the Venge, but we all grow out of that phase eventually. Adding to that aero factor also is the development of the nose cone, an aerodynamic evolution of the head tube, and the new one-piece revolve Rapide cockpit for the S-Works SL8s. By refining the front end of the bike and further integrating the cockpit, the SL8 has achieved what is perhaps the most streamlined leading edge in the pro peloton. With all of these technical numbers upgrades being quietly backed up by tangible Aethos-Inspired compliance, Specialized have unleashed an unprecedented combination of speed, lightweight, and ride quality. A bike that can truly rule them all. I think I've covered most of the bases on why this new gen Tarmac is such an awesome evolution of one of the best bikes on the market, so let's talk specs. Both S-Works and Specialized branded Tarmacs retain their previous carbon layup designations, FAC 12R for S-Works SL8s and FAC 10R for the regular SL8s. The big difference between 12R and 10R is that 12R is as stiff as 10R at a lighter weight. Basically, for a couple of G's, you can get a few G's lighter. The S-Works models will be spec'd with Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 or SRAM Red ETAP Axis, both with power meters included for a price of $14,000. Both will be fitted with the latest S-Works power meter saddle, utilizing 3D printing technology to provide maximum support without compromising ventilation, as well as the aforementioned Revolve Rapide cockpits. Revolve Rapide CLX tubeless aero wheels finish off the S-Works outfit, claimed and proven to be one of the greatest all-rounder aero wheels on the market. Colorways will depend on the drivetrain choice, though I believe both will be produced in an off-white with red and green tint color. In all honesty though, if you're running the best of the best, any colorway is going to suit you well. For us mere mortals who aren't looking for a bike to go toe-to-toe with the Tour de France pros though, you've got plenty of other, less eye-wateringly expensive options to choose from. At the Pro Trim, you'll have a FAC 10R bike spec'd with either Shimano Ultegra Di2 or SRAM Force Axis, both with power meters. The spec sheet for the bike is a tad more conservative, using some SL7 style parts in place of the groundbreaking new tech seen on S-Works bikes. As mentioned before, the bar and stem are two pieces, much like it was on the SL7 Pro, and you'll find both spec'd with the Revolve Rapide CL tubeless wheels. A slightly detuned version of the Rapide CLX that uses the same ultra-efficient rim with less expensive spokes and lower maintenance bearings. For the committed weekend warrior and most other high-performance riders, the Pro Trim is the perfect balance of weight, cost, and performance. You'll still be looking at $8,500 for either model, which comes as a surprise considering the SL7 Pro was priced at $9,000. But hey, who's complaining about a better bike for $500 less? Of course, $8,500 is still expensive, so if you're set on getting an SL8, you'll have the option to go for the SRAM Rival Axis equipped expert level SL8 for $6,500 as well. Like the rest, you'll get a power meter from the factory, with the only penalty being a heavier drivetrain, less aero C38 wheels, and a non-aero alloy bar. You'll get the most color options on this model though, with a very swanky matte purple, satin powder indigo tint option in that mix. For the avid component customizer and average cyclist, the Expert is probably the best way to go. Just throw on an aftermarket aero handlebar and a set of aero wheels and you've basically got a pro level bike with a little extra weight. And let's be honest, with the amount of cafe stops we love to take, a few extra grams from the rival drivetrain isn't anything that'll cause major changes to ride quality. At the Crank Revolution Bike Shop, we'll most likely be looking to bring a few of these SL8s in next year, but if you want to capitalize on launch week inventory and secure your next ride before the season lets out, now is the time to place an order. You can stop by anytime we're open to have a special order these bikes in for you, and if you have any other questions, we're more than happy to help. For the rest of you who aren't feeling as enthused about the hefty price tag of this all-new SL8, you'll be pleased to know our Fact 10R SL7 Comps will be discounted by $1,000, and our lone mechanical 105 SL6 will be going for $500 off. Keep in mind that following the 2023 model year, the SL6 will be discontinued, and the SL7s will be downgraded to the Fact 9R carbon to fill in the lower end of Tarmacs. Expected to launch in September or October, the new Comp and Sport trim SL7s will be available at $4,800 and $3,500 respectively, and the base trim will be discontinued in its entirety. You'll be sure to hear more about these bikes in the coming months as our beloved SL6s go the way of the past, and the new duo of Aero and Aerowear take over the performance end of the Specialized road bike lineup. Till then, we'll be continuing this Tarmac video series while integrating some of the newer Tarmac tech you can expect to find on these coming models. Thanks for joining us for this very special edition of After Hours with Alec. I'm Alec from the Crank Revolution Bike Shop, and we hope to see you again soon, online, on the road, or at our shop.